Why the sad face, Junkman? Walmart out of Star Trek figures?
No, it's not that, Larry. It's because it's time again for the search for the worst action figure line ever.
Oh, you gonna talk about those Revolutionary War action figures?
I already looked at that one, and I've looked at the Wrangler action figures, the hunting figures. I even talked about New Kids on the Block action figures. Well, today, it's gonna get even worse.
Don't tell me there's Dr. Quinn action figures.
Well, thankfully not that bad. But we're gonna talk about Backstreet Boys, the action figure line. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with a new video. And today, I had to call in help with Larry the Wampa here because we're looking for the worst action figure line ever. And we've looked at a few of them already. And every time I make this video series, I say this is going to be the worst one ever. And then I find another one. And today, we found another line to talk about.
And this is action figures, somewhat based on one of the most popular bands of the 90s, Backstreet Boys.
Yes, I know you liked them back in the late 90s and the early 2000s, but I don't know. We're talking the Backstreet Boys, an action figure line. Now, before you say, well, this is probably some action figure line for girls, it doesn't really count, these aren't action figures, well, yes, they're action figures. Not only are they action figures based on the Backstreet Boys, they're action figures based on the Backstreet Boys as superheroes.
Backstreet Boys? Superheroes?
Yeah, I don't know what's so super about it myself. Let's go back to the year 2000. Remember that when we thought we'd all be flying in cars? Anyway, let's go back to the year 2000 and into a Burger King near you. Here you go.
Big Kids Meal with more great tasting food, fun, and a cool toy.
The fans show up.
There they are! Let's go! It's the Backstreet Project Cyber Crusaders. You can get one in every Burger King Kids Meal you buy. Told you we should have snuck up.
Case rules!
You are my fire, my one desire. Believe what I say, I want it that
Larry,
way.
gonna get us a copyright strike. Now, what exactly
Did
are
you know I was in a
what's
boy
that, Larry?
band? Did you know back in the 90s, I was in my own boy band?
What? You were in a boy band?
Yep, lead singer, Larry and the Wamparoos.
Didn't know that. Whew, wish we had a clip of that. This video just keeps getting worse and worse. Anyway, what are the superhero Backstreet Boys? Well, you can blame Stan Lee for this one. I don't know which one it is in the band, and I really don't care. But one of these band members was named Nick Carter, who was a comic book fan, and he had plans for a 6-issue comic book series about the Backstreet Boys being heroes. The comic starts with the Backstreet Boys in the middle of one of their concerts. As they're performing on stage, a starship crashes near the stadium. The Backstreet Boys rush into the woods to find the crash site. There they found an alien ship with an alien inside. The alien gives them enhanced immunity, embraced with mysterious crystal. And they learn that this alien is on a mission to protect Earth from a coming alien invasion that would happen very soon. Oh God, is this... We're not talking the worst action figure line. We're talking maybe the worst comic book ever. Let's try to finish up this summary. Somehow the Backstreet Boys' DNA got twisted in some kind of generic cyclone. I don't know. Anyway, it gave each of the Backstreet Boys superpowers. At night, the Backstreet Boys would entertain 12-year-old girls. But during the day, they would become superheroes known as Cyber Crusaders. Cyber Crusaders. It sounds like something I would have came up with for a comic book when I was 10 years old, and I thought it was the best thing ever.
Well, it sounds better than the Young Blood comic book.
I guess. But apparently this Nick Carter met with Stan Lee, and Stan Lee liked the concept of the comic book.
What? Stan Lee like that horse shit?
Well, he did greenlight it for 1 issue, not 6. So to me, it doesn't sound like he really was into the comic plan. He just thought, hey, here's some guys that are popular. Here's a way to sell comics. Let's give them 1 issue and see how it does.
Isn't this video about the action figures?
Yeah, we're going to get back to the action figures. So to promote this new comic book series about the Backstreet Boys, they had to reach out to a toy company to help make action figures. So they reached out to...
Kenner.
No, not Kenner. They reached out to...
Mattel.
No, not Mattel. They reached out to...
Trade
No,
Masters.
not even Trade Masters. So they reached out to...
Playmates.
No, not Playmates. They even...
Remco.
No.
Knickerbocker. Hasbro.
They reached out to Burger King. To get these action figures at Burger King, you had to do one of two things, or maybe both. You had to buy a Burger King Big Kids Meal or a Burger King Kids Meal. I don't know what the difference between a Kids Meal and a Big Kids Meal is, but honestly, if you're buying the Big Kids Meal, I don't think you want Backstreet Boy action figures.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a mistake. Tell me why. Ain't never wanna hear you say I want it.
So we've got a line of action figures from the Backstreet Boys. Luckily, we didn't get any villains. We just got the Backstreet Boys in their superhero costumes. Let's take a look at them. We have AJ McLean, some kind of western-looking superhero. It's like the headpiece to the staff of Ra, a non-removable cowboy hat, and his Backstreet Boy signature sunglasses. And what every kid wanted, mutton chops. And then there was the B-Baller action figure that wished he was a little bit taller, Brian Luttrell. Comes with a basketball that looks like it's permanently attached to his hands, some blue Air Jordans, and a necklace of Wilson from Castaway. For the fans out there that love Kevin Richardson, yeah, he got an action figure also. This Iron Man looking action figure came with some kind of shell to put the figure in, which is probably the best figure of the line because you can put him in this shell and never have to look at it. And then there was a superhero monk, Howie Duggo. I'm not sure if I pronounced that last name right, and again, I really don't care. This figure here is dressed like a monk, and I guess that's about all. I don't see a necklace, he doesn't come with any accessories, and if this is the worst action figure line ever, this is probably in the running for the worst action figure I've ever seen in my whole life. And then we have the knight of the action figure line, Nick Carter. And he comes with an accessory, some kind of gold bat. The figure is dressed like a knight. He has a helmet with a hole in it so he can stick his ponytail through. I mean, you're a superhero. You're beating up bad guys. You're fighting off alien invaders. But you gotta make sure that ponytail stays fly.
No matter the distance, I want you to know deep down inside of me, you're my phone.
Well, that's a look at the action figure line, Backstreet Boys, Cyber Crusaders. I don't even understand. They're all different. And they're not even look like superheroes. There's monks, there's basketball players, there's knights. I don't really understand what was going on. Now, I know mostly girls were into the Backstreet Boys. I'm sure there were some guys into them also, but let's be honest, it's mostly a band for preteen girls. If this was a line based on the characters Backstreet Boys, I could kind of understand. I mean, those New Kids on the Block figures, I can kind of see the appeal to those because they look like the singers. But these are superheroes of the Backstreet Boys. They're not going to appeal to girls. Girls not going to want to buy the comic book. I know there's some girls that buy comic books, but for the most part, overall, the girls are not going to care about this Backstreet Boys comic book where they play superheroes fighting aliens. And they're really not going to care about these Burger King toys. Oh.
Who actually manufactured this junk?
Yeah, I mean, they were sold by Burger King, but I don't know who made these, but it wasn't a major toy company, or it looks like they just bought some old molds at some toy. I mean, they look like generic action figures you would find at Dollar General.
Hey, what's wrong with Dollar General? That's where I always buy all my hats.
This might be the worst action figure line I've ever found, because they're just the stupidest things ever. And they're only sold at Burger King, so that should tell you something. No retailer wanted this one. Let me know. Can I close the book? Have I finally found the worst action figure line ever?
Calm down, Junkman. Calm down. Man, all the things you do for your YouTube viewers.
You're right. The things I do for the guys out there on YouTube. Anyway, let me know. Is this the worst action figure line ever? Or do I have to continue looking?
Sadly, I think your search has just begun.
Yeah, I think my search will continue. And if I find something worse, I'll make a video about it. Well, I want to thank you for watching. And again, in the comments, let me know if this is the worst action figure line ever made. And if not, maybe what you think is. Now, I think that's it, Larry. Say goodnight.
Good night, Larry.
Man, that's an old, stupid joke. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thumb up to like my content. Subscribe to the channel.
We'll talk to you again soon.
And Larry's right. We will talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though. Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.